Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, April 25, 2023. A program to improve parish townships is expected to get off the ground in the next financial year. The work will include having designated parking areas for taxi operators, improved sidewalks for pedestrians, and the rehabilitation of civic buildings. Prime Minister Andrew Holness gave the details on Friday while opening the Epworth Feeder Road in St. Anne. He says this is similar to the build-out of the Morant Bay Town Centre in St. Thomas and Boundbrook in Portland.
We're looking to do others right across Jamaica. We're now looking at Negril to see where we can put a new town centre. So all of that is designed to create urban spaces where people can do business comfortably.
Prime Minister Holness says the development will include a massive build-out of roadways that will connect rural communities to urban economic centres.
So the strategy of the government is we're going to launch a new program. You would have heard me speak about it in Parliament called Spark, where we're going to dedicate over 40 billion Jamaican dollars to fix roads, major connecting roads, community roads, and some parish council roads. We're going to do it in a strategic way that these roads are going to link to main roads so that you can get your produce and you can go to work in ease and comfort.
The Prime Minister says the aim is to ensure quality standard of living for persons who choose to live and work in rural communities. The prospect of home ownership was realized for two families who received the keys to their new houses on Friday from Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Stacey Roberts and her children of York District in Bensonton received a one-bedroom unit, while Tanisha Brown from the community of Mackney got a two-bedroom house. Both homes were developed under the government's new social housing program, NSHP.
What we have insisted on this program is that the houses meet the standards for construction, both in terms of the structural standards that are necessary, but the aesthetic appeal. So the houses, wherever they are built, they stand out. And they become iconic in the communities in which they are built.
An elated Ms. Roberts thanked the NSHP and the taxpayers of Jamaica for what she described as a dream come true.
Today I am so excited because I have this vision owning a home for myself. But things never were the way I wanted to be. But today I thank God as a key for myself.
A joint select committee of the Senate and the House of Representatives has been appointed to review three crucial pieces of legislation to impose stricter penalties for murder. They are the Criminal Justice Administration Amendment Act 2023, the Offences Against the Person Amendment Act 2023, and the Child Care and Protection Amendment Act 2023. The 7 members from the Senate were named on Friday and will sit jointly with 7 members from the lower house to consider and report on the bills. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck explains that the government is looking to increase the mandatory minimum sentences for murder to ensure greater alignment between the sentencing regimes governing serious crimes and the public's expectations of the justice system.
The debilitating strain placed on the Jamaican populace from the daily loss of life by violent means demands that the penalty imposed send a clear and unmistakable message to potential killers that murderers, when caught and convicted, will be severely punished.
Mr. Chuck says the government is determined to curb the level of violence in the country and, in particular, reduce the number of murders using all measures necessary. The National Road Safety Council, NRSC, has reported a 14% reduction in road fatalities and an 8% reduction in fatal crashes since the start of the year. The figure is in comparison to the corresponding period last year. Up to April 14 this year, 123 people died in 111 motor vehicle crashes. Speaking at an NRSC meeting yesterday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness attributed the reduction to the newly enforced Road Traffic Act and other measures.
It is clear that certainly the actions that we took last year and this year with the new implementation of the new Road Traffic Act and other initiatives, including greater enforcement, the Jamaican public is more conscious of using the roadway safely. So the consciousness may have come from an increase in enforcement, but what we really want is a change in behavior.
But the Prime Minister insists that while 14% is a significant reduction and shows a positive trend, more work needs to be done.
We are 110 days already in the year, but we have seen over 120 deaths. So it's a significant number of lives lost. You would have heard my presentation during the budget debate, where we committed to providing 10,000 helmets to motorcyclists. We hope to begin the distribution in June.
And finally, the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities, JCPD, will be undertaking a sensitization program with its members on the use of the new JUTC electric buses. Executive Director Dr. Christine Hendricks tells JIS News that this will come on stream by June this year. She says the council is particularly eager for visually impaired individuals to test the electric buses.
We know that persons with visual impairment and blindness, have some concerns because of the quietness of the buses, because although we don't want the noise, a little noise is important because persons who are blind and visually impaired use their hearing quite a bit. And so they promise that when those come in as well, they will have the community of persons with disabilities or who are blind and visually impaired test to see, how well they can hear or how they can work together just to ensure that we do not end up having accidents.
Dr. Hendricks points out that while the country moves forward with technology and development, the safety of persons with disabilities must be maintained. The JUTC is to receive 50 new buses that will be accessible to persons with disabilities.
I really look forward to when those 50 buses come, to have our people go out there, test them, ride on them to see what it feels like.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.